welcome to my pregnancy update video. I am 8 weeks pregnant as of today, and today is December 3rd. I had planned on doing these updates more often, but we actually just moved into a new house, and I've been doing a lot of updates and projects to it, so that just took a lot more of my time than I expected. Plus, I've just been super exhausted, early pregnancy problems. So this has taken me a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but this video will cover basically my pregnancy symptoms from my 2-week wait symptoms before I even got my positive pregnancy test, up to now. And then going forward, hopefully I can do them about every 2 weeks or so and let you guys know what's new and what's going on. So let's get started. I have been just jotting things down in my phone as they've kind of happened to me so that when I come to do this video, I wouldn't forget exactly what happened and kind of when it happened. So I will be referring to my phone quite a bit, but that's why. Okay, so let's start with my 2-week wait symptoms. So for the first 4 days, I didn't really feel anything, which is, of course, completely normal. I think it actually takes 6 to 12 days for your implantation to actually happen. So more than likely, these symptoms I was having, at least for the first week and a half, was probably more related to my trigger shot. Because for those of you who don't know, my husband and I got pregnant through an IUI procedure. And before you have that procedure done, you have to take a trigger shot, which has similar side effects to pregnancy symptoms. So I kind of think that's what I was feeling at first. But nonetheless, I wrote them down just in case. But for days 5 through 7, I was really tired. On day 6, I was starting to get a little more hungry than normal, and I had sore boobs. So on day 8, I was still tired, but I had some black circles under my eyes. And my eyes are I've inherited it. I have really deep circles under my eyes. I try to conceal them as well as I can, but it's a struggle. But we had went to my parents one day, and I wasn't wearing hardly any makeup, and my dad was looking at my face, and he was like, "Are you okay? Are you sick?" He's like, "The circles under your eyes are super, super dark." And I'm like, "Yeah, I feel fine. Just kind of tired, but I feel fine." And usually that happens to me a day or 2 before I start my period. They get super, super dark, and then it just goes away. But it was weird for it to be this early on and for them to be like that, but they were super dark. So that was kind of a symptom. I thought, that's kind of weird. It's like my body was just starting to have little weird changes to it. So, okay, so day 9, I started to crave salad, and I was feeling a little moody. And this is kind of a weird one. I have, throughout my entire pregnancy so far, I've craved salad and coleslaw and sour candy. And I told my mom about this, and she said that when she was pregnant with me, she actually craved salad and coleslaw and chocolate. But so I thought that was kind of weird and kind of neat. But yeah, so that was the first kind of craving that I had, was day 9. Then on day 10, I didn't really have anything going on. Day 11, I was sore, which was where my legs, my upper legs were really, really sore. And I was kind of I felt heavy in my lower abdomen, I guess, kind of in my lower stomach area. It didn't really hurt or anything like that. It's it just felt really heavy and more uncomfortable, I guess. And I had just the slightest bit of nausea, kind of more just when you eat something and you get really kind of full and you get that really uncomfortable, just sick feeling. That's what I was feeling, which is also kind of weird because I haven't really had any morning sickness throughout my pregnancy. So I've had a couple of episodes like that where I've just felt a little queasy or my stomach's been uneasy, but really no actual morning sickness yet, thank God. Okay, day 12, and this is where things kind of really started to pick up. Of course, I was still tired, I was still sore in my legs and that uncomfortable feeling still in my lower stomach area. I was starting to have headaches, which is weird for me. I had it when I had to take Clomid for the IUI procedure. I started getting headaches, but that's not something that I get on a normal basis. So that was really weird for me. The black circles under my eyes were still really deep and really dark, even darker this day than before. And I was super, super thirsty. Like I was just craving water and could not drink enough. So, okay, day 13, I was again super thirsty and I was so tired I put on this day. So, even more tired than those other days. And it has been like throughout this pregnancy, I have been so exhausted. Like, I've heard people say when you get pregnant that it's a type of like tiredness that you've never felt in your life. And oh my gosh, it really is. Like, I swear I've been trying to take naps as often as I can throughout the week during the day. And I've been going to bed like early at night because by the end of the night I'm out as soon as we hit the pillow. Last night actually, John's like, let's watch some of the show we've been watching, Bates Motel on Netflix, and he's like, let's watch an episode before we go to bed. And I'm like, okay, turn it on. I felt fine. And like when I hit the bed, and like literally 2 or 3 minutes into it, I was out cold. But so yeah, anyway, side rant. But back to day 13. I was still achy in my legs, and this is the day that I started craving the sour candy for the first time. Okay, day 14, craving salads again and sour candy. And this is the day that we actually found out that we for sure were pregnant. I'm trying to think back. I think we got our first positive pregnancy test. We had the faintest line on day 11. And I tested pretty much every day after that. But I went in for my blood work, I think, on day 12. And then it was actually day 14 before we heard back. But this is the day that they told us that I was actually pregnant. So, very exciting day. So, everything that I was feeling up till then, I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. These are actually things that my body is starting to feel. So, that was a super, super exciting feeling to have. Okay, so going forward on day 15, still tired. I started to feel a little bit nauseous on this day, but again, it was nothing. It's like not full on nausea. It's more, like I said, just like an uneasy feeling in my stomach. Just kind of like you've eaten something and it's kind of upset you. Then for the next few days, nothing really new happened. And then on day 18, I woke up and was getting dressed for the day, and I was just putting my jeans on, and I went to button them, and like they literally almost wouldn't button. I was so bloated. And I mean, obviously, it's way too early at that time for me to have like any type of a belly or anything like that. But I think it was just like all the hormones, I guess, and just the different stuff going on in my body. It was making me bloat like really bad, really bad. I think I said blad, but so then on day 19, I was bloated again, and I was a little bit dizzy. Nothing bad at all, but it's just kind of like that feeling like, when you stand up really quickly and you're kind of like, ooh, it takes you a second and then you get to going again. That's kind of what I felt. Day 22, I have it all capitalized here, bloated, because this day it was really, really bad. And I actually had to do the little trick, like when I was putting my pants on that day, where you'll put like the ponytail holder around the actual button and like loop it through. And I'm like, this is crazy for me to already be doing this. But I did have to do it, but it went away after about a week or so. I would say I didn't have to do anymore. My stomach is basically back to normal now. Okay. And then I started tracking this based more on the week rather than on like each day. So, week 6, I started having insomnia at night, but I was still like super tired and exhausted throughout the day. But at night, just around like 3 or 4 in the morning, each night I would just wake up out of a dead sleep, and then I could not get myself back to sleep. I'd just be kind of laying there tossing and turning for like a couple hours, and then finally I'd fall back to sleep. But I was super thirsty again this week. I'm just like chugging water. If I didn't eat, I would start to feel sick again, not like really super nauseous, but like I could just tell that my stomach was starting to like just kind of turn and feel uneasy if I hadn't eaten yet. So, and with that, I was always hungry. I was constantly starving, and that's kind of a thing even now that I'm still feeling like I have to eat every couple of hours, eat just like little snacks or meals, because if not, I'm like starved to death and I start to feel sick and just kind of shaky. Okay, that's really about it for week 6. For week 7 and 8, it's been a lot of the same stuff. Just continued exhaustion. I'm just always tired, I feel like. The insomnia did stop at night, thank goodness. That only lasted about a week, so hopefully that's not something that will return, but I guess we'll see. Constantly hungry and thirsty. That's nothing new. Like, I feel like I am just eating all the time and sleeping all the time, and I don't know, it just feels so weird because usually me and my husband both are like pretty active, and it just, I don't know, it's just a weird feeling. But other than that, this past week, a fun little side effect I've had is I've been getting acne. Yay, pregnancy. I think I got one on my face there, looking cute. But really, that's the biggest things I've had going on. I'm still craving salads, specifically either Caesar salad or a salad with Thousand Island. So it actually sounds really good right now. Or still craving coleslaw, sour candy. It's just so good. I went and bought like the big giant multi-packs of them at Walmart just so I have it on hand. And the last few days, I've actually been craving grapes, like really, really intensely. So I actually downed an entire bag of grapes in like 2 or 3 days. So nice. But it seems like for the most part, I've been craving like just fresh foods. So I guess it's a good thing. I've been indulging in just fresh foods, and I guess sour candy, which isn't the best, but I feel like balance. Am I right? I do have my ultrasound here from my 6.5 week appointment. I got to go at 6.5 weeks to my fertility specialist, where we've been seeing them just to make sure that everything was progressing the way it should be and looking good. And we got to see little baby's heartbeat while we were there, which was so exciting. So I'll show that to you guys and let you see. It looks like the Michelin Man to me. John said it looked like Mega Man to him, to anyone who has ever played that video game. But because of that, we're saying we think it is a boy as of right now, based on that totally random, irrational assumption. But that's what I think it looks like, little Michelin Man. But we are just still so excited. It still feels so surreal sometimes to think that after all this time of trying, we're actually really pregnant and having a baby. It's just so exciting. We're just over the moon. But yeah, so that's what has happened so far in my pregnancy, from my 2-week weight symptoms all the way up to now at 8 weeks. So hopefully going forward, I can do these more often. I'll try to have them up about every 2 weeks so I can update you on what is new and what's going on. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me and joining us along in this whole journey. If you've been here all along with us, we appreciate you so much. We will catch you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.